Everyone, and welcome back to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by W.GG, the energy drink for gamers, and by Eldridge Air Conditioning. Now, I may repeat myself a few times because this is actually the third time of trying to get you this replay. The first time, my PlayStation just threw a complete hissy fit and shut down mid-race. The second time I did it, I got within 1 minute of the end, and again it had a bit of a wobbly and wouldn't then upload to YouTube, so I'm trying again. So if I repeat myself from races 1 and that, I can't remember what I said in race 2, so we're just going to go with it. First of all, I just want to say a big thank you to Brian Moncani for saving these replays for me. He does it every week, and without him doing it, obviously I couldn't bring you the races, so a massive thank you to Brian for that. Now then, this is race 2. The first one was early this morning. It was all quite dark, if you remember, and this one, the sun's come up, nice blue skies, a few clouds up there, but nothing too drastic, so the drivers should at least be able to see where they're going. So this one is a completely random grid. It is done by a random number generator on Unforgiven's phone, and yeah, he just types all the names in there, presses a button, and it just mixes them all up and dumps them on track. So let's have a look, shall we, and see where everybody is. And Bennett finds himself on pole position, so great ideal position for him if he can look after the tyres. He's on the softs, and they got destroyed in race 1, so we'll see what happens in race 2. Scooby is in second, Stealth is third, Brian Moncani is fourth, Unforgiven is fifth, Neil Farmack is sixth, Nath is seventh, Stormfly eighth, and Grasshopper is ninth. So the winners and runner-up in race 1 are now at the back. 8 and 9, Stormfly and Grasshopper, so a bit of work ahead of those guys if they want to get back on the podium. So let's get this race underway, shall we? Wait for the lights to go out, and away we go. We just want to make sure everybody gets through the first couple of turns, because it is quite an eventful track, and these first few turns always seem to throw something up. So we'll follow Grasshopper. Oh, and it's already kicked off. I was going to say we'll follow Grasshopper because he's at the back, but it's already kicked off. And let's just have a bit of a look there. It was Nath. I think Nath tried to come into the corner a little bit too early, caught Grasshopper out. He got nowhere to go. And boom, Nath is now doing the Austin Powers trick at the back, trying to get his car going. And it looked... Wow, it looks like we've got another spinner. It's Neil Farmack. Well, we've not even started the race yet. Come on, guys. So Neil and Unforgiven then into turn 2. Unforgiven alongside... Oh, Unforgiven scrapes the wall, comes across, leans on Neil Farmack. Then a little nudge then, I think, from Stormfly. Not that Stormfly knew much about it. He was trying to race with these guys, and just got caught the back of Neil, and Neil ends up in a cloud of smoke and all the way down at the back with Grasshopper and Nath. So not the best of starts for some of these guys. However, up at the pointy end, Bennett is away on his, he's having it away, isn't he? He's gone, loving it. This little Toyota, I think it's suited to this track. I may have mentioned that in race 1, I forgot what I said in race 1, but I think the little Toyota is going to be suited to this track, although it does get through the tyres, as we saw in race 1. So Bennett quite rightly has chosen to go with the softs. He could have gone for mediums actually, but he's definitely saving for the mediums for the final race, because the tyre wear is increased in race 3, and I'm sure Bennett doesn't want to risk completely shredding his tyres before the end of the race in race 3. So yeah, he's gone with softs in race 2. Scooby just behind him, he's also on the softs. Brian Moncani on the softs as well. So the top 3 trying to pull a bit of a lead. Brian in that Genesis, not been the quickest car around this track. The BMWs and the Mercs seem to be the ones for the Tokyo streets, but we do know the Genesis is quick. but I'm not so sure it can handle these quite vicious corners actually. But Brian holding on in third, Stealth in fourth in the Focus. I may have mentioned in race one that the front end is very slippery, so that car likes to slide around a lot, and these streets are just not wide enough for that, as Unforgiven pulls alongside him in the Merc as they go into turn 5 into the tunnel, and already Unforgiven has got his nose in front before they come out the other side and go into turns 7, 8, 9 and 10. So Stealth just slotted in behind Unforgiven then through this section of the track into the tunnel, and Stealth has a bit of a pinball moment there, and that's the thing on this track. You can't leave it if you wanted to. You just get bounced from one wall to the next, and Stormflyers took full advantage of that mistake from Stealth. So Stealth down to 6th, Stormfly up to 5th as they cross the start finish line to start lap 3. Let's just see what's happening elsewhere. Neil Farmack in 7th. Things have settled down for him now, as is the same for Grasshopper in 8th and Nath in 9th. Of course, we have lost one. Wadru retired in race 1, so down to just the 9 of them. So Bennett then just coming up through turn 5. This one seems to catch a lot of people out. Turn 5, it's one of those corners you think you can take it a lot quicker than you can. And the other thing is, as you're going around it, you think the corner's ended, but it's not. It just keeps going, and it does catch a lot of people out. You'll see a lot hitting that barrier on the exit of turn 5. But these guys seem to be doing okay at the minute. Bennett leading the way on those soft tyres in the Toyota into the tunnel again. Then just coming up to turn 12 and 13, so nearing the end of lap 3, and it is still Bennett as he goes around turn 14, followed by Scooby and Brian Moncani just falling off the pace just a little bit. He can still see the two guys up ahead, so he needs to get his skates on to catch back up to the back of them. But it is Bennett, Scooby, Brian Moncani, Unforgiven, a bit of a gap between Unforgiven and Brian, but Unforgiven will be pushing, already been on the podium once today in race 1, so he'll want plenty more of that, I'm sure. It looks like he got a bit slidey through there as well, but I don't think it did. It just looked it looked like it glided around that corner as Unforgiven takes the Merc through its paces. Stormfly in 5th in the BMW, chasing Unforgiven as we see him successfully around turn 5. Actually, that was a much better turn. No sparks flying on the wall that time. Stealth in 6th. Doing a good job so far is Stealth in the Focus. Neil Farmack 7th, Grasshopper, and then Nath bringing up the rear. Not really been Nath's track, this one. I probably want to forget, I think. We all have them, don't we? Sorry, just getting a quick swig of coffee there. So out in front, and Bennett looks like he's opening up a bit of a gap now back to Scooby. Scooby can still see him, but it does look like that gap is getting slightly bigger. And he's pretty much matching Stormfly's pace. Stormfly's got the fastest lap at the minute, a 1:19.0, and the last lap for Bennett was a 1:19.5. So he's going pretty quickly actually, although I've got a feeling that pace will start to drop off of that as that left front tyre starts to deteriorate. This circuit is a proper tyre shredder, especially on the left hand side, as Bennett found out in race 1. So did Neil Farmack actually. He went through his tyres quite a lot, and be interesting to see on Brian Moncani's car. He's got the same car as Neil Farmack, so I'm wondering if Brian Moncani is going to get through his tyres just as quick. Unforgiven has really caught Brian up. Let's jump on board with Unforgiven. He is right on the back of Brian Moncani now, and having a look at getting himself back onto the podium again is Unforgiven. Quick look in the rearview mirror, and we can see Stormfly just hovering around. He's waiting for these two guys to do what they're going to do, either crash or overtake, or Unforgiven overtake him. But Stormfly is ready and wants to get involved in this little battle as we go around turn 14 then, and there we go. Unforgiven, much better exit, and goes well, I'm going to say sailing by Brian Moncani, but the pace of the Genesis on the straight is preventing that from happening, and poor old Stormfly is just sitting behind the pair of them. There's just no room at all, so we're having a fantastic battle between these three as Unforgiven gets his nose in front. Stormfly, he follows Unforgiven through, and Brian relegated to 5th position, but he is not giving it up without a fight. Stormfly now chasing after Unforgiven. Unforgiven did a brilliant job there of keeping it all together under the pressure, but now it is Stormfly's turn to start turning the screws as we go towards turn 6. Into the tunnel we go, and Stormfly has just got his nose in front of Unforgiven, but Unforgiven is coming back again. Unforgiven gets himself on the inside as they exit the tunnel into the S section of this track, and they are both side by side. This is fantastic stuff from these guys through turns 10 and 11 into yet another tunnel, and they are still side by side as they exit at 12 and 13. Just looking at the final turn, and there is nothing to separate them as Unforgiven just about gets his nose in front, but Stormfly comes back at him. All the while Brian Moncani is just sitting there waiting for them to come together so he can go sailing on by, but no such luck. Unforgiven then up to P3, Stormfly in P4 with Brian Moncani beyond, and Stormfly is attacking again. He just does not want to sit behind that Mercedes, does he, and gets himself in front and moves up into P3, but Unforgiven fighting him back again. These two are just chopping and changing, it seems, every corner. Poor old Brian Moncani is sitting there. There is just no room to get by the two in front of him, having a fantastic battle, and you can see Unforgiven almost glued to the bumper of that BMW, having a proper good route around in the boot of it. I'm going to go on board with Brian Moncani. You can see he's got nowhere to go. He's on to back out as he goes through turn 6 into the tunnel because there is no room. Oh, he just manages to avoid contact with Unforgiven. Excuse me. So that has just dropped him off the back of them a little bit, but I'm sure with the two battling ahead he can catch back up again. So through the tunnel into turn 12 and 13, Unforgiven now, and Stormfly just sort of settling down a little bit. Brian Moncani has got a little bit of catching up to do. You can see there is probably half a second between them, but he doesn't want to let them get too far away, does he? Brilliant stuff from these three drivers. Stealth in 6, he's missing all of this. There is quite a gap between himself and Brian Moncani, but Stealth, well, I was going to say he's leading this little group, but he is leading it, but it's by some distance. There is a gap back to Neil Farmack, who has not really got back into this race, the same as Grasshopper hasn't after the early collisions they had, and poor old Nath as well down in 9th, not enjoying this race at all. Back up at the pointy end then, and Bennett really has extended that gap, hasn't he? He's really pulled away from Scooby, so Bennett really putting the pressure on, although the lap times are starting to fall as that front left tyre is on its way out. We are at 10.5 minutes, so 4.5, about 4 minutes left, just over 4 minutes left. So come on Bennett, just nurse that car around. Scooby in second. He is trying to catch, but look who is behind Scooby. It is the Flying Dutchman, and he seems to be catching up to the back of Scooby with every turn. So Stormfly on an absolute charge. Still got the fastest lap, the 18.9. Let's see where he got. Well, he got that in the last lap. So he really is pushing it, isn't he? He's not sparing the horses. He's definitely not looking after his tyres now. He is giving it everything, although there are plenty of grip left in his. Bennett, on the other hand, wow, look at that front left. He is going to be lucky to make it to the end of the race, but come on Bennett, we are rooting for you. We are rooting for that little Toyota. Scooby in second. He's now got a rear mirror full of Stormfly, so he has got some defending to do. Let's see how long he can hold Stormfly off for as they go through the S's, down round the left-hander into the tunnel. 3 turns left before they cross the line to start lap 10, and Stormfly doing everything he can to get by Scooby. And now is he having a look? Yes, he is at the entry of turn 14, so Stormfly gets himself onto the inside as they cross the start-finish line. Scooby is still just ahead. It is BMW versus BMW, and Scooby is just managing to hold on and keep Stormfly behind him. All the while, Bennett is being able to get away, but it doesn't like he is. The tyre at the front left is preventing him from extending that gap. Scooby doing absolutely everything he can to keep Stormfly in that 3rd position. Coffee's getting cold, so I need to get a quick swig of it. And now Stormfly having another look up the inside as they go through turn 5. Now as they go down towards turn 6, can Stormfly get his nose in front of Scooby before they go into the tunnel? He is on the inside, they are side by side, but it looks like Stormfly's just about got his nose in front before they hit the tunnel. As they come out the other side into the Tokyo Sunshine, it is Stormfly into 2nd place with Scooby in 3rd. Unforgiven is not that far away, and he is sensing another podium spot as well. Meanwhile, Bennett up at in the pointy end. We are at just approaching 13.5 minutes, so 1.5 minutes to go. Come on, Bennett, keep going. You have got Stormfly chasing you down. Stormfly can actually see Bennett now. The gap is getting smaller and smaller between the two of them. Bennett's tyres are absolutely screaming as Stormfly approaches. A quick look in the mirror, and you can see the gap is opening up between Stormfly and Scooby. Let's get out of Stormfly's car as he chases Bennett down. Let's have a look at the time. Where are we? We are into the last minute. Oh, this car, I don't know if I can take it. Where are we now? We have just gone through turn 5, approaching turn 6. They will be going into the tunnel any minute now, and it is still Bennett from Stormfly, Scooby in 3rd, Unforgiven in 4th. He's not that far away from Scooby. Oh, as Unforgiven, sparks fly as he just scrapes the wall in the tunnel, back out into the sunshine and then into the S section before heading down into yet another tunnel. Neil Farmack in 5th. He's having a bit of a battle with Brian Moncarney and Grasshopper. Brian Moncarney is really in the thick of it, isn't he? This race around, he was battling with Unforgiven and Stormfly. Now he's having a bit of a go with Grasshopper and Neil Farmack. So Neil Farmack moves through into 5th, Grasshopper into 6th, and Brian Moncarney in 7th. Brian, though, suffering with tyre wear, the same as Neil Farmack. Well, Neil's actually looked after his, he's on the mediums. It was Brian on the soft, so the tyres are suffering for him. Oh, and we've had a change at the lead. Let's just go back and see where that happened. It was inevitable, really, because of the tyre wear. That Toyota is really suffering now. And it's as they come out of the tunnel at turns 13 into turn 14 they go. Bennett trying to defend on the inside, but he just hasn't got the grip, and Stormfly manages to just sail on by as they cross the line to start their last lap. Scooby goes through, Unforgiven goes through, they're all going to get another lap. Neil Farmack, I think he's going to be the first one to finish this race in 5th position as he comes around turn 14 for the final time. He's got Grasshopper chasing him down, Brian Moncarney just behind, but no, Neil Farmack takes 5th, Grasshopper is 6th, Brian Moncarney across the line in 7th, Nath gets 8th, and Stealth across the line in 9th, so back up to the top. And Stormfly, after all his hard work, is out in front and looking very comfortable now. Scooby still in 2nd. Unforgiven has got by Bennett as well, so those tyres of the Toyota are really causing him some problems. You can see, well, he's got nothing left. The tyre is completely gone. We're just waiting for it to explode. But the race winner, or soon to be race winner, is going to be Stormfly, unless he does something absolutely stupid. Let's just have a look and see what's happening behind, because I think this is where the race is. It is for 2nd and 3rd on the podium. At the minute, it is Scooby holding on to it just ahead of Unforgiven as they come around the final turn, and I think that's where we're going to end up as Stormfly crosses the line to take the win. Scooby, fantastic racing from him to take second, and Unforgiven on the podium for the second time today. He will be pleased with that, I am sure, and I really feel for Bennett. We wanted him to win, we were rooting for him to win, but those tyres had other ideas. Wow, what a race. If your heart can stand it, I'm not sure mine can, but if it can, then please rejoin me very shortly for race 3. I shall catch you all soon.